Next, we're going to have a look at directive and descriptive commentary. So a little warning to start this one off. A lot of information is about to be thrown at you, mostly terminology, and I don't think anyone should be pressured to memorize all of this terminology. I'm one of the worst at this. Really what I think we all need to strive to do is to bring one new brevity term or one new term to each mission and own that term for that mission, and then just keep that cycle going, and eventually we'll get them all down. In the very least, I think we need to be able to understand all of these terms in case someone else uses one. So during an intercept, a lot of things are going to happen very, very, very quickly. Sometimes on timeline, we might only have 10 seconds to get very complex ideas across to a lot of people. So brevity is important. And we're going to talk about two different types of commentary. First, we're going to talk about directive commentary, and those are specific instructions used to direct a fighter's airspeed, altitude, and heading to put the fighter in a position to employ weapons, or really to do anything that it needs to do to carry out the mission. And then there's descriptive commentary, information about a bandit's position from the fighter. It's used to give the fighter a picture of the situation. So really, it's increasing situational awareness. Two things we should get out of the way at the get-go here, and that's first and foremost, the cockpit should remain sterile. And what sterile cockpit means is we're only going to say things that are critical to what we're doing. So if you see, a bird fly by or something, this is not the time to bring that up. The next thing to note is that directive commentary always takes priority over descriptive commentary. Never hesitate to interrupt descriptive commentary to give necessary directive command. So directive commentary is used with the expectation that the receiver will perform the action without question, and they may be used between fighters or between Rio and pilot. In the case of the F-14, the Rio can control the aircraft by giving directive commands to the pilot. So now we'll go through some of these terms. We'll start with turns. So easy left, easy right. That's half the standard turn rate, or 15 degrees angle of bank. Left-right standard, that's your 30-degree angle of bank turn. Left-right hard is a mil-power turn using G to maintain airspeed. And brake left and brake right is maximum performance tactical maneuver, like if you're trying to get out of the way of a missile. On top of that, we have turn modification commands. Harder, so we want the pilot to increase performance to the next highest turn rate, so that's to kind of go up one step from the last slide that we saw. Ease, pilot begins to smooth the roll to level the wings. Hold, pilot maintains the current angle of bank. Steady up, the pilot rolls out on the current heading. Steady heading, you'd give a heading in that case. Roll out to the commanded heading. Reverse, immediately roll to capture the same angle of bank in the opposite direction. So if you're going 15 degrees in one direction, they say reverse, go 15 degrees the other direction. Can also specify the turn rate to capture in the opposite direction. So if you wanted to reverse hard, you'd say reverse hard. The altitude commands are quite straightforward. So we can ask the pilot to descend, we can ask the pilot to climb, and we can ask the pilot to level off. In those cases, that would include maintaining constant airspeed. We can also ask them to level off at a particular altitude, as in level off 15,000 or 15,000 or Angels 15. Airspeed commands. Set followed by a speed, the pilot will accelerate or decelerate to that speed. Hold speed, the pilot will hold the speed that you're currently running. Idle or boards, the pilot will immediately go idle and extend the speed brake. And buster is to get the pilot to set military power. Hopefully they put the speed brake down first. We've got intercept geometry commands. Go pure is when we want to get the pilot to put the contact on the nose of our aircraft. Put him X left or right. We want to place the contact at the commanded antenna train angle, which we discussed in a previous video. Lead him. Pilot will place and hold the contact 30 degrees in lead, and leg him. Pilot place and hold the contact 30 degrees leg. Intercept control commands. Commit is a call to commit on the picture provided by the controllers, the AIC. Go cold or go cold left or right. So we're going to change our aspect relative to the threat, and we're gonna turn away from it. Go hot left or right is to turn towards the threat. And finally, target is for assigning targeting responsibility. So now we're on to descriptive commentary. And the purpose of descriptive commentary is to increase the situational awareness for receivers. So we're focused on increasing SA here. Descriptive comms can rely on brevity or just plain language, but should be used clear in concise way while delivering the most accurate information possible. And we're just going to run through a quick example of what descriptive commentary could include. So we'll use the arrow report as an example, and the arrow report informs the pilot where to look for a contact during a transition from BVR to WVR. So this is actually really useful. Sitting in the back seat, you have oftentimes much better situational awareness than the pilot, and if you're going into a merge, you can use arrow to so that the pilot knows exactly where to look. His eyes are already right where the hostile is going to pop into view when they get close enough. So azimuth is reported in degrees left or right of the nose, and we know now that is our ATA. The range is the contact's range, just looking at your radar. Elevation, you can just say high or low, or level if they're at the same level, and overtake is the rate of closure. So again, a lot of information. I just want to quickly summarize the important things that everyone should take away from this. During an intercept, cockpit communication should be sterile, no idle banter. Directive commentary always takes priority over descriptive commentary. If you have to give a command, give the command. Directive commentary is used with the expectation that the receiver will perform the action without question. They have to do what you tell them. During the transition from BVR to WVR, arrow reports will assist the pilot in maintaining situational awareness prior to the merge. I think that's a really powerful tool. But again, the directive commentary would take priority over that. And that's it for our quick look into different types of commentary.